When you think of 1999 and movies about simulated reality, your mind probably jumps straight to The Matrix, right? But what if I told you another film, released just months later, tackled the very same idea, but with a completely different flavor? It's called The 13th Floor, and no, it's not a cheap imitation. Both movies were actually in production around the same time, so their similarities are more a case of creative minds thinking alike. Today, we're diving into this forgotten sci-fi gem to see if it's worth your time. The 13th Floor swaps the slick cyberpunk aesthetic of The Matrix for a gritty, pulp noir vibe. It's loosely based on the 1964 novel Simulacron 3 and centers on Douglas Hall, the heir to a multi-billion-dollar tech company. His boss, Hannon Fuller, has just been mysteriously murdered after making a groundbreaking discovery inside his own virtual reality simulation of 1937 Los Angeles. Naturally, the police, led by Detective McBain, finger Douglas as the prime suspect. He stands to gain everything from his boss's death, after all. To clear his name, Douglas has to do something crazy: jack into the 1937 simulation himself. With the help of his coworker, Jason, he dives into this digital past, hoping to find a message Hannon left behind. Inside, he takes on a new identity and finds that the people he meets look eerily similar to people from his own time, including a version of his murdered boss. As he jumps between 1999 and 1937, the lines between reality and simulation begin to blur in truly mind-bending ways. Now, here's where the film gets interesting, but also a little messy. The 13th Floor starts off strong, building a compelling mystery. The neo-noir atmosphere is fantastic, and the initial setup is really intriguing. But as Douglas digs deeper, the plot gets tangled in its own complexity. It becomes a whirlwind of mistaken identities and crossed timelines. The story devolves into confusing twists like, "You thought I was this person, but I'm actually this person. And by the way, you're not who you think you are either." It feels like the movie tries a bit too hard to explain its rules, and in doing so, it loses some of the magic. Great sci-fi often lets its internal logic speak for itself, pulling you along for the ride. The 13th Floor, unfortunately, gets lost in the details, over-explaining things until the core premise feels weighed down. This is probably why The Matrix became a cultural phenomenon, while The 13th Floor faded into obscurity. The Matrix presents its world with confidence and grace, whereas this film gets a little tangled in its own ambitious plot. So, is it a Matrix ripoff? Definitely not. It's a fascinating look at the same ideas through a different lens. It's a stylish and entertaining sci-fi thriller that just doesn't quite stick the landing. If you're a fan of mind-bending sci-fi and love a good noir mystery, it's absolutely worth a watch. You can find The 13th Floor streaming for free on Tubi. What do you think? Have you seen The 13th Floor? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into forgotten films.